Welcome. Welcome to our first streamed episode of our Witcher game, our actual play, Ways of Old. I am your game master for tonight, Gilbert Ramos, as I so often am for the Rolling Nomads. However, we are joined by a very different cast. We have some, I guess you could say big names, some more, yes, big names. We have some guests, some friends of the channel, that are joining the Nomads and gonna be kind of inducted into our family today. So, without further ado, without having me ramble any more than I need to, let's go ahead and meet them, shall we?
Hi. I am Luna or Druid by Night on all the things. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Hive, all the things. I'll be playing the Mage, Cersei Aveline.
Hello, everybody. I am the Azure Butterfly, or Azure for short. I am playing Ingrid of Sintra, and I'm also on all the social medias.
What's up? Um, yeah, I'm Edge. I'm playing Yoka. He's a Viper Witcher. Uh, Social media I don't do much of, but you could catch me here whenever he streams. So, yeah.
You've just met our cast. You've just met our players. First of all, I'd like to thank Azure Butterfly and Druid by Night for being here. This has been talked about for a couple months, getting them over to the channel, and of course, Edge the Nomad is always always welcome. Always, you see him on a lot of our stuff, but we're very glad to have him back for this as well. We did indeed do a sort of test run this past Thursday. Um, that will be released on YouTube after the end of season one as a sort of how did they meet and a sort of prologue, as it were. But for the time being, again, I have nothing else to shout out. I have nothing to ramble on about. So let's not delay any further, shall we? Let's jump into the very first episode of Ways of Old. Our story begins in Vizima. The year is 1271. Tensions between Nilfgaard and northern kingdoms have grown almost to a boiling point. The people fear war. It is late March, and winter seems to be unable to release its grasp on the continent. There are still lingering bits of snow and chills that fill the air that cut down to the bone marrow of its inhabitants. Our heroes, these witchers, this mage, we find them in Vizima, already gathered, already beginning their hunt, already semi-successful. Rumors in this town of vampires, rumors of creatures that lurk in the night, that bring mist and raven dancing along the moonlight that hits the grass. These three began to hunt. But they did not find a vampire yet. They did not find any monster. At least not of grotesque making. No, the monsters they found were mortal. They wore the shape of men. More accurately, they wore the shape of Nilfgaardians. They have discovered a plot. They've discovered almost a mission to destabilize this city. They've seen combat. They have gathered, they have shared information, and now they have a prisoner. We find our heroes at well, to say a small magic shop would be a lie. The Fox and the Crow belongs to Cersei Aveline. Our three heroes are gathered here with a prisoner. I turn to you, heroes. It is your scene. It has been 2 hours since you've gathered your prisoner. Where are you? What are you doing? Scene is yours.
Ingrid, did you have a nice bath? You look much better.
Hmm. Yes, it was good. Thank you for allowing me to use your bath for this.
Yeah.
Smell better too.
No kidding.
I cannot tell the difference, but I will take your judgment on that. How is our guest?
Is the guest still asleep? Still knocked out?
I would say he's likely stirred by now, depending on where you would like to keep him. Cersei, your shop is multi-storied. We never really got into how many tiers or how many stories it is, so I'm more inclined to let you determine that within reason. A 16-story building would likely stand out quite a bit in Vizima, but
You know.
2 to 3, maybe 4, could be imagined. So it's a matter of where you'd like to keep him, and if you're sort of shuttering the windows and such.
Yes, so I imagined there's the ground floor, which is the shop. The corner of the shop, there are stairs going up to Cersei's bedroom, or quarters rather. Bedroom, bathtub, closet, all that. And then there is a small hatch and a ladder leading up to an attic, where is just storage. And maybe rituals, who's to say? So I
Who's to say?
imagine he'd be in the corner of the attic.
Understood. Well, if you guys would like to gather in the attic, or if you are having this conversation down in the shop area, it's entirely up to you. Again, your scene, by all means.
Ingrid is once again making sure all her armor is back in place, especially after her bath, which also would mean that while her body is clean, there are still blood stains on her armor because she has not had time to properly clean that, which would take a lot longer.
Makes sense.
So it's a bit of a rough clean. So she still looks like she's seen some combat that day, which say we should go check on him, see what he might know. What say you, Nyoka, Cersei?
Sure, I guess. Yeah, I'll follow.
I'll just yeah, I'll just go up. I'll just lead going up the stairs and then up the ladder and make sure he's still there.
He's still there. You've secured him. Last we saw the three of you, last I saw the three of you, you had knocked him out, bound him, and gagged him. And he is still such, sort of shoved into the corner. He's fallen off to his side now, unable to right himself. But he's given up squirming at this point and is just kind of laying there.
The first thing I would like Ingrid to do is just march right up to him. You said he's strapped to a chair, or is he strapped to a chair? Or is he's
I just thought he would be like kind of hogtied on the floor.
hogtied on the floor?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. I am gonna Ingrid will grab him by one of the bounds, lift him up like a sack with one hand, and then throw him against the wall right up.
You hear a grunt as he makes impact.
She's gonna then step to the side, almost like she's being bad cop bodyguard, look to Cersei and Yoka, and then just silently nod her head towards him.
Before, just real quick, storyteller, who's the name? What was the name of the Burgermeister once again?
That'd be Velerad.
Okay, Balrog, got it. So yes, I will kind of saunter up, or kind of pull the gag down. Good evening. I hope you had a wonderful sleep.
Oh, the accommodations were great. No complaints. Could do with a little bit of food though. This kitchen's a little bit lax.
That's too bad. Beggars can't be choosers. maybe you can have some water after you answer me. How long have you been working with Valorant? Or why was he afraid of you? Just anything to get us started.
Have you seen Valorad? He jumps at his own shadow.
Can't argue with that.
Can't
But
really
no,
say
come
why
on.
he's afraid of me, though. I don't
Seem
know
to be
him.
afraid. You seemed afraid of your organization, or at least your little group of roaches, spies.
Did he
No,
know you were Nilfgaard?
he's looking around the room, not exactly ignoring the question, but weighing it as he looks to be checking, now that he's righted, checking his surroundings.
Ingrid kicks him.
Kick him. You discombobulate him very quickly, not really allowing him a moment to do such, and he grunts and then spits. Says, "No, no one knew we were here.
Except Valorant?
Valorad knew we were, let's call us hooligans.
Charming. Okay.
But he didn't know our purpose.
Can
Sounds
I...
about right.
Is there an insight? Is there a roll I can make to check if he's telling the truth?
There absolutely is. So, for this particular role,
Is it human perception again?
it is going to be either be human perception. Let me check. There may be something you may be able to do with empathy. I've lost the page since last week, so that's very cool.
Human perception is under empathy.
Yeah, let's do human perception and empathy. Thank you so much, Nyoka.
Okay. Can you remind me one more time? So you roll the d10.
And then you add your statistic, the score in your empathy, and the score in your human perception.
Perfect. Okay. Ooh, okay. Okay. 18.
18. You're trying to determine if he's lying. He doesn't seem to be lying. It seems like the pain is allows brief moments of truthfulness, of integrity. When you captured this man, he was hesitant to speak, but since you brought him to the shop, these little brief moments of pain that Ingrid has yielded, he's been giving a lot more straightforward answers since being in here.
Wow. Nice. How helpful. Well, I'll address the two Witchers. I have an idea.
I am all
What,
ears.
what if we, uh, what if we paid Valorad a visit and brought our new friend with us, and maybe see why Valorad tolerated such, what'd you say, hooligans?
Ne'er-do-wells, dastardly
Ne'er-do-well.
deeds, whatever you really want to call us.
Ingrid will grin, but it is way more of like a menacing sneer as she chuckles, looks at him, and says, "What is Nilfgaard if not that?"
The strongest empire on the continent.
He kicks him again.
You kick him. You hear the same grunt, the same spit, as he coughs up more blood, more spittle. His insult caught in his throat.
What's our purpose here?
I'd like to figure out why Valorad is allowing them to stay and why he wanted. If he was allowing them to stay, why then did he tell us to go to the theater to clear them out?
That was quite the choice of words, for sure. It seems that he was definitely trying to lead us towards something, but if what this hooligan says is correct, then he had no idea of their true intent. So it may be a good idea in the end to give him a little warning.
I'll be honest, I don't care about Valorad. What I care about is the disappearances, the murders.
Right. I was actually about to say, and I'll turn back to the spy and say, so I imagine you and your little group had something to do with people disappearing.
Nothing that anyone could prove.
That answers that.
My hands are
Okay.
clean.
Storyteller, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the ending point of our last session, wasn't there notes or information that we found that showed that there was still monsters actually attacking, but that the Nilfgaardians were using that to their advantage?
Indeed. So, to clarify, yes, you did find some information on the goings on of the city. They had requested to either have backup, to which was met with a resounding no from their superiors in Nilfgaard. Uh, Reason being, the small unit was going to be the best for their mission, which was the destabilization of this town. Then the second request was to leave. They had done all that they could here, and that they felt like they were unsafe. Again, to which their superiors gave a resounding no. The information that you had gathered, these papers and letters and such, gave you information regarding. Actually, it would give you information based on who they've taken out. The key figures, the lords and nobles of this town. Commoners and such don't appear to be their doing. They may have killed a couple farmers that may have been onto them, or maybe have seen something they didn't, but nothing like the mass amounts of like livestock that have gone missing, the sickness that has been taking people. Nothing to do with them. In fact, seem rather concerned about it.
Interesting. Ingrid is going to turn to both Cersei and Nyoka, but be looking more directly at Nyoka as she says, "What? How do I word this? Return, showing this hooligan to the Burgermeister, may show, along with some of the proof that we found, may make this contract a little more official, since it does show that there are, in fact, monsters dealing with this, sentient or not. So it would, what is the phrase? Kill two birds with one stone to narrow down possibilities and maybe make the Burgermeister feel safe enough to give us more information that we might use for the hunt."
That's what y'all believe is best. But I must say that the lack of contract just might end up being a pat on the back.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
What would you
Well,
continue?
no, please, by all means.
I was gonna ask, did you have a suggestion for what to do going forward?
If there is actual monster around here, a creature of some sort, obviously it's preying on the peasants, then that's probably where we should look.
I
This whole
agree.
Nilfgaardian spy and the Burgermeister, to be honest, I care very little of this. We could kill him for all I care.
Fair
A
enough.
very tempted look will spread across Ingrid's face at the notion of just killing him.
I would like two things. Ingrid, are you attempting to hide that look? Are you attempting to hide your temptation, your joy in that thought?
A little bit, yes.
I'd love a empathy and deceit. Nyoka, Cersei, I'd love a empathy and human perception, please.
Do I actually have anything in deceit? No, but my empathy is okay. Okay, come on.
17.
17.
Well,
5.
5. Nyoka, you may not seem to care too much. You've made your point. You have a target, perhaps, and more so, you have something that is lesser in front of you, but still could pose a threat if not dealt with quickly. So you don't notice Ingrid's eagerness at this recommendation. Cersei, you, however, you pique something. Ingrid, you may detail how much of that is. 17 beats 12, so you may detail what Cersei may pick up.
Cersei would definitely see a look of desire in Ingrid's eyes at that, maybe a little curl of the lip. Almost I would assume that as for an intimidation tactic, Ingrid would have her sword, her not silver sword, her steel sword already in hand, just in case. You could see it slightly twitch towards the captive, as if she really wanted to do this.
Fair. Well, I have no love for Nilfgaard. However, I almost feel like we could use him as a bargaining chip to get a higher contract for you Witchers.
Ingrid will take in a heavy breath, will let it out very slowly, and then say, "Agreed." And then you will be. I'm just gonna say, based on that, you can just automatically tell how she's. There's that disappointment to her there.
Nyoka, we didn't touch on this last we met, but where is your medallion? Is it dangling free?
No, I keep a shawl on. It's
Understood.
mine. Yeah. The hood is just down.
Oh
Understood.
yeah, that's why Ingrid went to grab it before.
Indeed. Continue, please.
So be it.
Well, not a moment to lose. What time is it?
When we caught you guys had made your way to the opera house and found this individual along with his now dead compatriots. About noon time. 2 hours passed. Now we're puts about 2 o'clock in late March.
Well, how far would you say is my shop from the Burgermeister's home office? Home office.
Your positioning of your shop, as per your request, has been positioned kind of between the common folk and where what would be identified as the higher quarters, temple areas, and where the nobility lies. So, really, only about maybe a 10-minute walk if you have a quick pace.
Well, 10 minutes from here to the Burgermeister's office is a long time for people to notice we're carrying a unconscious spy with us.
That is a good thought there.
Oh, I guess your only hope is to keep me keep me conscious then.
I mean, I can carry
Welcome
quite
to.
a bit. I could gag you, knock you out, put you in a potato sack, and just throw you over my shoulder.
I guess that won't draw attention.
I'm a
That's
witcher.
funny.
She she just blatantly just looks at him like, "Are you," like with a look on her face that says, "Are you stupid? I'm a witcher."
I wonder if I could bring Ballarat here.
Or, and just hear me out, like you said, you're a Witcher. You're a mage. From my understanding, both types of people take contracts. Nilfgaard will pay you handsomely. You just let me go.
Can't even spend that money here. That was a stupid idea. Anyway.
Ingrid kicks him again.
Kick him. He gives the cough and spit once more. Nyoka, his eyes turn to you as he coughs and spits up a little bit more blood. You're the more level-headed one. Just think on it. You're looking for coin. I've got it. More than just the Nilfgaardian currency, I've got Gradanian crown.
The Emperor doesn't pay his debts.
Yeah, that's true.
Interesting. He goes silent.
I will say that it is weird that the Burgermeister didn't have any of his men investigate.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's almost like, I want to say he was involved in allowing spies in, but apparently he didn't know they were spies. So why would he allow bandits to take up residence in an abandoned piece of real estate?
Not
Ingrid-
a bandit, just a hooligan.
Yeah, shut up. I'm trying to think.
Ingrid looks to Nyoka and then says, when you were listening to them in the theater, didn't you mention something about the Burgermeister's child?
They were going to
Something like this?
target her next. Doesn't seem that they got her or had a chance to. Right? Looking towards the prisoner.
I suppose there's only one way to find out.
I suppose what were you saying?
I was going to ask, because obviously, like, the Witcher signs are more, combat focus in here.
I know I wanted to use Axie so bad last session.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
Axie is, if you would kindly detail Axie, if I'm remembering correctly, it can, in some mediums, it's been shown to be used for persuasion. Correct?
Yes, it addles the mind a bit and makes them more prone to listening to, answering questions asked to them.
There is a small side blurb in the core book that details Axie can be used instead of persuasion. You roll spellcasting instead of persuasion, and the opponent rolls resist magic instead of resist coercion.
Noted. Damn, I was actually thinking in the last session because I was actually thinking about using that on the Burgermeister.
I will say it is much more easily noticed because it does cause a glow of white energy around your hand, and it is very clear you've cast a spell of some sort.
I mean, he was drunk.
Indeed. But in this case, you may absolutely do so without free of repercussion. So, whoever would like to, or if both, it's entirely up to you.
Ooh, if both of us do it, is it like double the effect?
I feel like he'll just have brain pudding.
May have some lasting effects, but for the case of this, if you both would like to combine your abilities to use Axie, I will allow him a single roll, and we'll see if it can beat your guys' total cumulatively.
I would assume that Ingrid and Nyoka would just share a glance, and then be like, just fake the gesture for a second, just to be like, should we do it together?
Sure.
Right. You said that was spellcasting?
Yes, indeed.
So what, will and spellcasting? Is that what we're rolling?
Correct. Plus your
Will and
D10.
spellcasting. So my spellcasting is 3. So D10.
17.
17.
Not quite enough. The two of you, perhaps you've worked with other witches in the past. Perhaps you've accomplished something like this in the past. The two of you seem quite effective as you combine your abilities with Axie and make him a lot more palatable to your questions and to, well, really to the entirety of the three of you. You likely, his eyes kind of gloss over a little bit and takes on a little bit of a smile. Doesn't seem to mind that he's bound. Cersei, you witnessed this. You've seen spellcasting from mages of all types. I doubt you may have seen two witchers combine their abilities like this. This is a little bit interesting, and it has created a greater effect than you know witchers are capable of. So this is a little bit of a treat.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't quite sure if that would actually work, Ingrid will admit.
Well, I'd love to ask all about that when we have the time. But our friend here, tell me, what was your name? I don't know that we ever got on a first name basis.
Oh, my name is Nicholas.
Oh,
Uh,
how
they
nice.
they don't allow us to use that though when we undertake our training.
No, of course not. Because Nilfgaard, well, they just want little drones, don't they?
We all serve a purpose. One of the great details in the greater beast. But it can get difficult not seeing the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure. Now, Nicholas, tell me, what is it that you had in mind for the Burgermeister's daughter?
Gruesome business.
Mm,
Don't think less of me.
no, never.
That would be impossible for me to think less of you.
Rough. He looks between the three of you and says, "It is just business. It was just our mission. If he didn't comply, then she'd be killed.
I was what?
He's supposed to turn the other way. He has to look the other way when lords and
Oh,
nobles start dying."
really? How interesting.
All for the Nilfgaardian cause. If it didn't go your way, would this place have become another Sintra? Ingrid says with a lot of passion.
He, under the effects of Axie, he is more keen to the three of you. Doesn't make him smarter, though. He smiles up at you and says, "You're aware of Sintra, then? Were you there? Our greatest victory."
She immediately kicks him again and again and in the third time.
Excellent. Up to this point, I haven't been really keeping track of damage for this level of intimidation or anything like that. Ingrid, I'm gonna grant you, he's tied. He wears no armor. I would like you to roll damage, just with a kick.
Oh boy. I know there was punch. Is there a kick too?
There is.
Oh, there is kick. It's 1d6. Is that 1d6 plus 8? Oh shit.
Wow,
Okay.
strong lady.
12.
Excellent. You detailed it and again, so please roll again.
Oh, no.
This is fine. Cersei at this point she just took a step back, like I don't see the splash zone.
That is a nat 6, so
I believe
14.
I No, damage knight doesn't explode. We're good. We're good. That would have been really bad. You
I,
said
I will
14?
say that Ingrid would definitely be trying to actively not kill him, but definitely hurt him.
Understood. Nyoka Cersei, after the second kick, you may see that Cersei, or I'm sorry, that Ingrid is uh, perhaps taken by passion a bit here. You may choose to intervene if you so choose.
I would love to see him die more as much as the next person, but bargaining chip contract.
Yes.
Mm. I'm sorry, say that one more time. I got interrupted.
I would love to see this roach die as much as the next person, but bargaining chip contract information.
Very well. I apologize. She takes a
Don't even worry about it.
step back.
Where's all the? Sorry,
Continue.
go ahead.
Continue. No, continue.
Where's all the things you've taken?
What do you mean?
The nobles you killed, you took their belongings, didn't you?
Redistributed. Velarad's supposed to look the other way. When the time comes to refill the positions, we let him know who to put in their place. We've given gifts to our choices.
And who's the choices?
It's all in the letters. I don't know their names. They're, as much as you call me a roach, they were quick to betray their country.
No kidding.
Oh.
Changes things.
Y'all still want to take them to Velarad then? Or do you want me to go fetch them?
It
Yeah.
might
I think he should come here.
it might be a good idea, yes, to bring the Burgermeister here.
I'll make my way to go fetch them. I'll probably take the long way though, so I can overhear any rumblings and stuff.
Understood. Is anyone going with Nyoka? Or are you two remaining with this prisoner?
How do you intend on convincing him to come here?
With my words
Fair enough.
or a sword, if need be.
Fair enough. At this point, I don't really care much what happens to him after we get our information and money. I may come with you. I can go there. If you want to still go around, that's fine. I can just make my way there as if it's another appointment.
And I will gladly stay here and watch over our prisoner while you go fetch the Burgermeister then. That way, he can't escape.
Oh, of course. Don't have too riveting of a conversation now.
I will try.
Yeah, if you're coming, then I'll just tag along with you.
You could, yeah, if you still want to go around, that's fine. I just figured that if persuasion doesn't work, then intimidation is easily done. Okay. So yeah, I'll just make my way there. I figure I would know where his home office is.
Absolutely. You two make your way. You don't garner too many stares. There are those that are still in Vizima that are not used to having a mage in their midst. But for the most part, the townsfolk have taken quite a liking to you. especially with you've taken up the role of healer here for the most part, with your knowledge of alchemical bases and magics of the sort. You two make your way. Velarad's place of business is open to the public. Guards see you coming. They don't stop you, which is a little bit odd. But
Weird. I'll just keep my chin up and walk with purpose like I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah,
excellent.
follow behind. Hood up though.
Hood up, you though.
Yeah.
Noka, they do stop you.
Oh, goddamn it.
You're looking suspicious, man.
One of the guards steps in front of your path and says, "Sorry, we're familiar with Lady Aveline, but we don't quite know you, friend."
He's with me. Setting up a contract.
He tilts his head a little bit, trying to get a peek under the hood. Do you allow this, Nyoka?
Sure.
After a bit of an awkward exchange, he looks back to you, Cersei, and says, "You all right, Lady Aveline?"
Of course I am. Never better.
We're outside if you need us. He backs back
thank
into
you.
his position and just kind of watches the hooded man.
No. Thank you very much. I feel much safer. And I'll keep walking.
Nyoka, do you follow?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll just walk in like I'm supposed to be there.
You walk in like you're supposed to be there, practically like you own the place.
Mhm.
You find Velarad seated at a simple wooden desk, a little bit nicer than most, perhaps. Certainly not the finest of furniture, but he is sitting. There are papers strewn across his desk that he has sort of shoved to the side. There is a plate in front of him and a large tankard of ale that is, unfortunately, looks like it may be empty very soon. He is still swaying a bit. He has his head in his hand and is kind of just mulling over, perhaps thinking about something, perhaps just mulling over the chicken he's consuming.
And I will just walk right up to, in front of the desk, and if he doesn't, look up and notice me, I'll just, good afternoon, Valor.
Lady Aveline, sorry, did we have an appointment?
Well, no, I took a peek at that real estate you were telling me about.
Oh, right.
Hmm?
What did you think of the property?
It had a small infestation.
Oh, it's most unfortunate. I've been unable to get anyone willing to undertake an extermination of sorts. Very
Perhaps
sorry.
you should pay him.
Yeah,
I
it's
would,
a small bit of coin would probably set that straight.
it's just a matter of the rodent itself, you know. Can be
Mhm.
quite difficult to get rid of, so we haven't really found anyone capable.
And then I'll look at him and raise an eyebrow. It can't be that difficult. And I'll try to convey that it is taken care of.
I normally wouldn't have him have an NPC roll for this, but in his drunken state, I've described him as drinking twice now since I've begun this game with you, and he is quite intoxicated. So we're gonna see if he can pick up the obvious hints, shall we?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I love the dice so much.
Oh no.
He looks at you two of you and says, "Maybe. It's just a matter of. I'll have to look a little bit more
They're
fervently."
dead.
His face drops from the false smile, and They're gone. All of them.
Yeah.
You're serious?
I am so serious. Do you want to discuss renovating and purchasing this property somewhere more private?
Please, please. This place is safe. Just close the door. He steps out of the room for a moment and kind of looks around. Speaks to one of the guards. You hear him say that the three of you are not to be disturbed. Closes the door behind him and slumps back into his chair, and you can see a few tears escape his eyes.
So I'll kind of look to Nyoka and kind of give a nod. And so yes, those the infestation's taken care of. However, we found something very interesting amongst their belongings.
I don't know why they came. I don't know what was in. What did you find? Did they give any reason? Did you speak to them before dispatching them? What was their purpose?
Well, first of all, they were Nilfgaardian spies.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't understand.
Well, from what we understand, they were spies and they were the ones behind the assassination of the nobles and the taking of their goods. Apparently, your daughter was their next target if you didn't comply, if you didn't look the other way.
They made uh they made threats. I didn't know what to do.
Of course, what an impossible situation. So, if I'm understanding this correctly, you knew that they were here?
I knew they were here, yes.
And you knew that their purpose for being here was to destabilize your city.
I didn't know what they wanted. I thought they were making threats. They seemed to. I thought they were bandits. I thought they were. No, some sort of thieves guild, some sort of assassins. I don't know what I thought. I just worried about Susanna.
It's almost like, there's people to take care of that looking outside.
They just wanted money at first. They made
At
them.
first.
They made their threats, and they wanted information on certain people, the nobles. I thought they were blackmailing them too. I sent a letter. I tried. They intercepted it.
Ace tell if he's withholding any information?
By all means, go ahead and roll human perception and empathy.
Okay.
While you do that, we're going to quickly cut back over to Ingrid of Sintra. What are you doing, Ingrid? You are left alone with this prisoner.
I am not too dissimilar from how we ended the combat in the last session. Ingrid has her steel sword jabbed into the ground. Sorry, Cersei. I will take care of the damage later. And is knelt in front of him, watching him like a hawk with those Witcher eyes unblinking.
Excellent. I'm going to roll something. I'll be with you very shortly. Give me 1 second.
No worries. I am excited and terrified.
I know you. Oh, that explains it.
Be careful with your words, Nilfgaardian.
What are you gonna do, knight?
What I must.
What your oath, what your title bears? Of course, hard to carry an oath to a fallen kingdom.
My oath to the kingdom is true, no more. Sintra is no more. And I'm looking at part of the cause for that. I've seen firsthand what you Nilfgaardians are capable of, and it is more inhuman than the humans claim us Witchers to be. I've seen what you do. And she will grab him by the collar, lift him up with one hand, and press him against the wall. And she will say, they say that us Witchers are emotionless, but that is, I'm going to tell you right now, that is a lie. What we go through does dull that, but it doesn't make us unfeeling. I saw the blood of innocents spilled for no other reason than to make a point. And I am holding on by the good graces of a friend, not to kill you. And then she'll let him go. And take a step back.
Oh, there's the knightly oath, the honor, the valor. The lioness would be proud.
I'm sorry, Cersei. She decks him.
He laughs. I'd like you in this moment to roll human perception and empathy. We're rolling that a lot today.
It's almost like it's an important one
It's a big one.
that we forgot to put stats into.
Yes. And as I said last time, if you guys need to reallocate things, as this is kind of our first playthrough of this, we will get to that. We will check on things.
So I will outright say my human perception right now is a flat 0, but my empathy is pretty high for a Witcher.
Understood.
Okay, so that is that is a nat 10 plus 7, so 17.
Ingrid, past your passion, past your rage, you know what he's trying to do. He's trying to push you. He's likely assessed the situation, and when you first captured him, he was worried about Nilfgaard finding out that he was captured and then killing him. Or perhaps worse, torturing him. He looks like he may, with the words he's doing, he's pushing you. He's likely that he's given up hope of escape. And, well, to be frank, the injuries you've already gifted him since his capture, it's already technically a form of torture, I'm sure he would think. So it looks like he's just pushing you to make that final blow. He continues and says, as you kick him, coughs out, do you want to know if she screamed? I was there. Not close enough, but I swear I could hear her voice piercing past all the others.
Ingrid is just breathing heavy. Her sword hand, for the first time in a long time, is shaking, trembling, as if she were back in the cold at Bearkeep.
Oh, but don't worry. I hear there's one last in their bloodline, somewhere out there. But I'm sure.
Do I know who he's potentially talking about?
Let's find out. For this, I would like, given that you've had, you were knighted and you had some close ties to Sintra, Oh man, what to roll? What to roll?
You remember the part of the backstory for how she
Yeah,
got mated?
I do. I'm not gonna make you roll, actually, with your backstory and everything. I'm gonna say that you would have a hint at this. Nothing is confirmed. You've heard whispers, perhaps. There is a bard that goes around singing of certain things. But yeah, I think you'd have a clue as to who this might be.
With nobody else around, there is her lips don't shift, but her eyes would show for a split second before the Witcher senses to take over again, both fear and elation. She would grab her sword, stick it into the ground right next to him, kneel inches from his face, and growl, "What do you know of Princess Cyrilla?"
I know that bards are gonna be your fucking downfall, those little storytellers. The songs reach Nilfgaard's empire too. We're going to find her, Knight, and we'll finish what we started.
At that moment, Ingrid is just going to tear a bit of cloth from her own outfit, like just the top that's under her gambeson, quickly, and just shove it into his mouth. And then pace for a second before pressing her back against the far wall across from him, and then slide down with her sword in between her legs, and she's just twisting it as she watches him. She does not want him to speak anymore.
Makes sense. Understandable. I'm going to ask you for one more roll, sort of a retroactive roll.
Okay.
Talking about your travels and what led you up to this point, things you may have heard. I'm going to give you a choice of intelligence and social etiquette, or intelligence and awareness, or empathy and leadership.
I could pick.
Absolutely.
Intelligence and awareness.
Understood. And hold on to that number. We're going to get back to you very shortly. Cersei, I left you with a number as well.
18.
18. He is far too drunk to be withholding information. He is an open book. He is spilling everything.
Okay.
Things may not make sense, as he's, again, just kind of streaming out information, but he is an open book.
Okay. My lord, I won't lie. This is not a good luck for you.
No, I know. And I'm willing to face whatever justice comes my way. I just wanted Susanna safe.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. Well, then my next question would be, why don't you take a trip with me back to my store?
To your store.
Mm-hmm. There's something that let me say this. I think you owe my two Witcher friends some money for taking care of your problem.
I mean, I agree. This was a much more personal matter, and Sir Witcher, you'll be compensated for such.
And okay, perfect. I also wanted you to come back with me because I have proof of a job well done that I think you need to see.
Right. I'll close up shop for the day. Say I'm out for an extended lunch.
Mhm.
He stands and teeters a bit. He makes his way around the desk and places his hand on your shoulder, Nyoka, and says, "Thank you. Whatever your price, I'll do whatever I can." Moves over to you, Cersei, and takes your hand and says, "Whatever role you played in making sure Sudano is safe, you already have a shop, a land. Whatever price you name, I'll do what I can, whatever is in my grasp."
How kind. Well, not a moment to lose.
Lead the way.
Leading.
Following behind.
Excellent. The two guards on the way out give a side eye to Velerad, who dismisses them and tells them that he will be taking an extended lunch and that he is not to be disturbed or sought out. This command, you can see they're worried. This is a little bit of cause for concern, being ushered away by a mage and what appears to be a mysterious hooded figure. The Burgermeister is being taken away by suspicious characters. So
you may want to bring them.
Yeah. The guards?
Yeah. Looking to Cersei.
I don't mind, as long as they stay outside.
All right, gentlemen, you're to accompany us. This makes them a bit more pleased, a bit more satisfied, as they accompany you back to the Fox and the Crow.
I'll just lean over to Nyoka. Good call.
It's not.
So head back, go inside. I'll lead Valorad and Nyoka, of course, back up to the attic. Or no, back to my bedroom first. And then I'll stop in front of the ladder and I'll be like, "You may want to brace yourself. I said we took care of it. I didn't say they were all dead."
Guards posted outside. You just back inside the in the shop and making your way into the room where you're keeping the prisoner. We're going to cut very quickly. Ingrid, the result of your roll.
17.
17. Well, this, as I said, was a bit retroactive. Songs and stories get told all across the continent, particularly of a trio, a duo, sometimes, of adventurers, a witcher known as the White Wolf, traveling with a child. Of course, there is a mage, sometimes accompanies them. The bard's stories and songs are always painted in a extravagant light. Even if you are more down to earth, more grounded, and you know that stories are sometimes not always given happy endings. Bardic stories do. They give joy, they bring hope. They tell tales of heroes. You've heard of the White Wolf and the Mage Yennefer of Vengerberg, along with a swiftly growing child, Ciri. She's not mentioned often, but she does pop up every once in a while. The child surprise.
Noted. Ingrid would definitely be thinking of some of those stories in her head as she's sitting there continuing to just glare at the now gagged prisoner and saying to herself, at least mentally, that she is safe, that she knows Ciri's safe, and that Nilfgaard lies.
The prisoner's eyes never leave you. It's almost as if he doesn't blink as he just watches, waiting for another moment. Seeing
I'll occasionally poke him to make sure he's actually alive.
cheeks turn up in a smile whenever there's interaction. At this moment, Cersei, you may open the door, and rejoin Ingrid.
So I will climb up first.
You'll probably find her in a meditative position across the room from the captive, just staring at him.
So when I climb up, I'll look to Ingrid and then to the prisoner. I'll be like, "Oh, good. Seems like they got along."
Velerad offers for you to go first, Nyoka. After Cersei.
Ingrid will just look at Cersei and grunt a little bit at that.
Just stare at him.
Nods and makes his way. You follow behind?
Witcher is a friendly bunch.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, so what were you saying?
By all means.
Oh no, I was just saying I would wait for him by the hatch. Wait for his reaction.
Comes up and looks the man over. Tries to quickly sober himself. He approaches the man, kind of moves his hair out of his face and looks at him and says, "You've caused me a great deal of pain. Do you know that?" Looks back to the three of you and says, "Why is he still alive?"
Originally, I thought that there was more of a conspiracy going on than simply protecting your kin. So, first of all, here's your proof for a contract and a boon.
Did you want to give him the documents?
Oh, yes. Oh yeah. And I imagine that she had them in her little knapsack, and I'd produce them and give them to Velared.
Takes them, sifts through them, trying to focus his eyes, and says, "What is all this? Is this proof? Is this..."
This was their plans. This is what they wanted.
Apparently, you got another. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, just to destabilize. What were you saying?
Apparently, they got a lot of traitors here in
Mhm.
Vizima. So,
Yeah, I was wondering if you knew these names.
Takes a moment to sift through these and kind of mutters and says, "I've known some of these people half my life."
Money can make people do the most outrageous of things at times.
He looks down at the prisoner and says, "What were you hoping for here? Does Nilfgaard want war again this early? In this place?" Gets no response due to the gag.
Ingrid will, as the question is being asked, Ingrid will move up to the Nilfgaardian's side and forcibly pull out the gag.
"Oh, come now, Velarad. You profited from our dealings. Your daughter's safe. Your town is thriving. We're just clearing away a little bit of the riffraff." Turns away from him and says, "I'll get these to the proper authorities. We'll make sure that things are taken care of. These people will be questioned, imprisoned, and put on trial. You've done..."
So much faith in the justice system, sure. Whatever you need to do.
There's not much else I can do.
I understand.
That's your business.
Yeah. That's out of our hands now. That being said, and I'll look to the Witchers and then to Velerad. Do we need him anymore?
Ingrid will pull her steel sword close to the Nilfgaardian's neck and say, I say nay.
Nyoka, can you think of anything he might be useful for?
Coin. Lots and lots of coin.
What's up, so Valorad? Seems like this is a political matter. I don't
Ingrid's
care.
glare at the Nilfgaardian will turn to Valorad almost like, please give me the command.
Ooh. I'm gonna have him roll for this. Politics mixed with his own personal feelings. Logic and reason went out. He looks to the three of you and says, We need him for proof. We need him for proof. Unfortunately, he has to live a little longer.
Fair enough. And
Very
I'll look
well.
to Cersei. Or to Ingrid.
But make no mistake, he looks down to the prisoner and says, These three will be personally invited to your execution. And he kicks him. He kind of stumbles back a little bit, taking himself off his balance.
Very good attempt.
Well, I think in that case we could take him out to the guards, and there's still another matter that needs discussing, Valorant.
Oh, payment, yes, of course. You've done Vizima a great service, and the Northern Kingdoms thank you themselves. We may have a leg up on something far worse because of your actions here today. Name it, and I will make it so.
Ingrid would also say, it is not just them that is the issue. There were actual disappearances of the peasants by a creature that these Nilfgaardian were using as a part of their schemes to sort of piggyback off of. She would look to Nyoka for any further.
Yeah, there's something killing peasants still. Though I'm not investigating unless there's a contract to be had.
I had thought that they were trying to cover their tracks.
Now it seems like they were afraid of whatever is out there.
They were close. They were being told to pull out with how dangerous it's been getting, based on their documents.
I see.
Or there, yeah.
I'll gather some information. Is there anything that the three of you know that may lead, to what we're dealing with?
I was told that there are people getting sick and tens of livestock being slaughtered. And at least a couple of people, peasants, going missing.
I just know vampires. That's the only information that I heard regarding that.
That's what the peasants were saying. But we don't know if that's what it is. It could be a number of things.
Indeed.
Wasn't out of character, wasn't there a narration of animal wildlife like being gone, just not there, or something like that? Like, I don't know, like birds or something.
Just so.
Oh.
Oh, livestock going.
Livestock going
Yes.
missing, and then the wildlife itself that are around the town. Nyoka, you're correct. The wildlife seems to be sparse. Scarce? Sparse.
Sparse.
Sparse. Yeah,
Sparse. Thank you.
Sparse.
sparse.
English is my first language.
Hey, I have a degree in writing, and I fuck up all the time.
Love it. But yes, you're correct, Nyoka.
I'll mention that as well. There's a number of creatures that either have power over that or just a fierce of territory to frighten other animals out of their homes.
Okay, here's a good question, really quick, out of character. With the little clues that we have and what we have taken away as knowing that this, as knowing what Nilfgaard did versus what was actually happening, would we as Witchers have any better idea about what might be going on?
What a lovely question. I love that question. Let's have a roll. With the information that you guys have gathered and the things becoming a little bit more clear, I'm going to allow all three of you to roll. This is going to be an education roll of sorts. Or, if you so like, monster lore.
I need to fix my stats.
Yeah. We'll get to that. Don't worry about it. Yeah, go ahead and either education or monster lore.
18.
19.
That is a 9 plus, where's education or intelligence? 16. 16. I have flat 0 in education and a flat 0 in monster lore.
Not a problem. So we're going to go through those numbers one more time. And Cersei, real quick, your number and what you rolled. Education or monster lore.
Education, 18.
Excellent. And Nyoka, same question.
Monster lore 19.
Excellent. Ingrid.
It's a flat 0 on both, so I'm just going to say it's technically in monster lore because
Excellent.
Witcher.
So we're going to touch on the education first. Cersei, with your roll. It's as much as you don't want to admit it, the sickness that people are getting is not quite anemia, but anemia does make you more susceptible to other sicknesses. This is some sort of vampiric creature. With the descriptions that you've gotten recently from commoners and the farmers and such, you may take a little more solace in that it's certainly not sapient. At least, at the time it wasn't. Perhaps something you're familiar with, maybe someone you're familiar with, is on a bender. Indeed. For the two of you, Ingrid and Nyoka, the information you've gathered, and the information that you've gone over and bounced off of the Nilfgaardian papers, certainly this is vampiric. This is nothing terribly. You don't think it's a Bruxa. A Bruxa would be more careful. Anything that has a little bit more sapience, a little more intelligence, would be more careful. This is likely a feral beast. This is likely something that is acting on pure hunger. It needs the blood and gore to survive. And with how long it's gone on without being checked compared to the amount of people that are dead, not many of them. It's not like a pack of them at all. And perhaps there's one, maybe two. You think it may be a Garcane. Feral creatures, large, vampiric in nature. They subsist off of blood. They rather enjoy their feeding rather than just eating and going away. They like to make a show of it. They perhaps it's something in their minds, perhaps it's something in just their survival instincts. They paint the walls with blood and viscera and enjoy lapping it up from the floor. You think it may be one of these creatures. They hunt in pairs or on their own.
Interesting.
That
That was out of character, by the way.
I'll say this as well. With that information, these creatures aren't, as much as monsters aren't uncommon, these aren't terribly uncommon. And they're also, hesitate to say one of the lesser dangerous vampire creatures, but they are medium tier. With the group that you have, yeah, you could take care of this. You also know their susceptibilities, which I will grant you whenever appropriate time comes up.
Grammatically appropriate. As Ingrid is taking all the information into her head, removing the Nilfgaardian lies and stuff that was happening with that, with the clues that they have from before, she will say out loud, based on what we know, it does seem quite feral. Would you not agree, Nyoka? More beastly.
Yeah, I would agree.
Oh, definitely.
The pattern of attack does indicate more feeding more for hunger than anything else, which is not something a sentient one of the sentient kinds of vampire would do. And there would be for a split second, bit of relief cross over her before she goes back to her stoic self, having a little bit of a flashback there for a quick second, and then would look to Nyoka. Well, how would you like to proceed?
With the contract.
Right. We could go down to the main level and draw that up.
Valorad nods, heads down to the main level, and the three of you begin to negotiate a contract. Now, before we cut to our intermission, I would like just an honest question with an honest answer, if you would kindly, Cersei. Do you think your actions are warranting a deceit roll? Do you think Cersei is acting a bit off?
I think, well, she was trying to deflect if it was a vampire, even though that's what everyone was saying. And then when they said it was feral, she was like, definitely, that one.
Super quick.
Probably.
Let's have deception against Ingrid and Nyoka's human perception.
Oh no, that's not
Valorad
good.
will not be rolling. He is far too drunk and has far too much on his plate.
That's a 10 from Ingrid.
I love that. I love that.
I got 21.
Oh my
I
god!
got a 10 first roll. 10 and a 9.
Hold on.
Cersei's panicking.
13!
So, a 10 from Ingrid, which kind of makes sense narratively. You were speaking to Nyoka, kind of bouncing off another Witcher and figuring out how to proceed. Nyoka, you, the calm, quiet type, assessing the situation, but also noticing Cersei's quick response, Cersei's quick dismissal of vampirism, and then surely it's feral. So, we'll get back to that right after intermission. For now, those of you watching at home, we appreciate you. We'll be back in about 5 to 7 minutes. Taking a quick break for tech and bio. We will be back with our Witchers and our Mage very shortly. We'll see you soon. And welcome back. Thank you guys for the patience. Just a quick moment for tech and bio. Um, we rejoin our heroes. With Nyoka noticing that Cersei is being a little bit off. Nyoka, you may do with that information what you will, as rest of the group is making their way down to discuss price and to barter over contract. It is the three of your scene.
Quick, did we take the spy to like the guards?
You absolutely may.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Ingrid is
Alright.
probably because we're on the ground floor now, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
we've moved to the
So-
ground floor.
Did you actually clean up the drowner parts or move them?
I think I did. I don't remember. I feel like
We
Would
can
you have
see.
done it when we? Okay. Because Ingrid is now post up on top, like sitting partially on top of that, while she's cleaning her steel sword, since she hasn't had proper time to really do that, and trying to clean up her armor a bit more while she's while things are being while we're discussing things.
Velerad is dealing with the guards and passing off this prisoner, having them take him to a holding cell. So the three of you may discuss things amongst yourself. Again, Nyoka, you may do with that information what you will, or you may keep silence. Entirely up to you. But the scene for the now is yours. Velerad will return. You'll know him by his accent.
Well, it seems we have a target and a potential contract, so we are on point. It seems.
We could search the where were the deaths? The outer walls of the city.
yeah. What I heard, they were closer to the farms outside the city. So yeah,
If
the
it's
outer walls.
there could be a den somewhere in the nearby woods that they're coming in from.
Well,
Are there nearby woods?
There are.
Okay.
I'm prepared to travel if you all are.
Oh yes, I already have my bag packed for everything. Just whenever it's on paper.
Pretty Good is always ready for the road. She is a good horse.
Wait, that's your horse's name?
Yes, I named her Pretty Good because she was pretty good at carrying me around.
That's
Makes sense.
precious.
It was either that or Amazing, but my first horse's name was Amazing, and she did die a valiant death.
And this horse wasn't as amazing.
No.
Oh.
But nah. Well, one must be given time to grieve, but she did earn her name pretty good. So
Well, things are sorted. We should have a contract to discuss, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Right. What creature you said this was a
it is a vampire of some sort. A lesser vampire, thank goodness. At least that's what we believe. If it were a higher vampire, we may have needed more help.
understood.
Some Garcane, most likely.
Hmm,
Sometimes they come in pairs. So
in pairs. I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with the creature, and my financier, the treasurer of the city, would reprimand me for trying to conduct business well, inebriated. However, I think extenuating circumstances. Again, I'm unfamiliar with the creature. Is there any recommendation on price? I'm inclined to bow to your expertise, as it were.
I do not know how much these would be worth offhand, out of character. So,
2,000 crowns.
Yes.
No, just
oh no! It's got to be at least. It's two of them, so it's got to be at least 4,000 crowns.
So, with your guys' roles earlier, I would say that you guys are familiar with the particular bounty on this creature. Usually they go for about 700 crowns each for the elimination. That's
Okay.
the average price. Of course, you guys are in a high bartering situation, so by all means, barter away.
Gold is always good, but 700 seems a fair price. What do you think, Nyoka?
What, per head?
Sure.
Sh- Sure.
Surely there can be. Is this on top of the infestation problem?
Well, of course, that that is a separate matter, and that being done, taken care of retroactively without paperwork, we'll sit and discuss that privately. As I said, for that, name it, and I will try to make it so. I will do everything in my power. For this, I am inclined to barter a bit more. I said 700.
That seems to be the standard price, at least off the top of my head, unless Nyoka. Do you think otherwise? Would you like more?
Make it 800 per head.
You said they may hunt in. I'm sorry, you said were they
Pairs.
pairs? Right, and that's understood. I think 800 between 800 per head. I think I find that acceptable.
Works for me.
Wonderful.
Then I don't have a writer or a notary. But you have my word. If you would like me to sign something, we can quickly draft something up.
Ah,
Of course.
yes. I'll pull out parchment and an ink pot and a quill
Excellent.
and push it towards him.
Fancy.
As Cersei, as you draft up a sort of contract, Ingrid and Yelka, you reflect on the Garcane and what they are susceptible to. You know that past experiences, perhaps stories, vampires of all types are susceptible to black blood potion. Should they try to drink from you, your blood will be poison to them. As well, coating your blades in vampire oil will do a significant more bit of damage to them. As well, a Garcane is something that is, while lesser, has a particular ability that can be quite troublesome. It has what has been dubbed a sort of psychic scream.
Ooh.
So if you're able to get your hands on any, and I'm gonna butcher this word, dimeridium bombs, or anything to craft dimeridium bombs, you may be able to subdue that portion of its arsenal. As well, you've heard stories about moon dust bombs doing the same thing. It's just a matter of gathering materials for those things.
Ingrid does know the formulae for vampire oil. So I will turn to Cersei, and I will say, let me see. Does the wiki actually have the ingredients for this? You say.
I believe I have the ingredients for this. Let me.
It's technically 2 things of dog tallow and 4 things of ducal water, whatever that is.
So. Okay. So yes, there are specific ingredients, but there are also so in the Witcher TRPG, if you go on page, oh no, I lost it. True page 250, page 251 in the core book. The formula, the components for vampire oil are denoted by their little symbols. If I'm remembering things correctly, that is an aether. I don't know what the yellow means, and I don't remember what the red means. However, I'll pull that up as you guys are having a conversation, and Cersei will discuss if you have those things.
If you do have those things in stock, I am willing to, of course, pay for those ingredients as needed, Cersei. But I would like to make this oil for both myself and Yoka, unless
I
you
have
know
a
how to make them
number.
as well.
No, I have a number of ingredients. I think the only thing I'm missing is Aether. So
Of course, anything I have. And if you're willing to pay, I won't say no.
So, for your guys' knowledge, if someone is on that page with the vampire oil and the components, if you want to just let me know the color and the symbol, what it looks like, and I can tell you what you're looking for, or the name of the alchemical substance that's used.
I have it written down under my formulae as well. It's one thing of the blue circle with the down arrow on top.
1 aether. I believe the 3 yellow with a single line is soul.
It should be 2 with that.
Excellent.
And then there's one with a red circle and the arrow pointing up.
Arrow pointing up. Fulgur.
Okay. Yep. So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4 ingredients total.
Excellent. So the good news, aether can be found. So the alchemical substances can be derived from many different ingredients. For example, aether can be pulled from allspice root, barbicane fruit, essence of fucking wraith, pearls, quicksilver solution, and a Germanic word that I'm not going to be saying. I simply cannot.
I'm pretty sure Cersei in her power would have, essence of wraith ready-handed.
It's top shelf, but yes.
Yeah. As well, you brought in Drowner earlier. So I will say,
and pocketed some. Don't forget that.
Indeed, you have a good supply of rebus, ingredients that can lead to the alchemical substance of rebus. But yeah, you have a number of these things. You can simply pull from the shelves, and it'll take a little bit of time to craft.
So I'm thinking. So it says 15 minutes per potion, so about 30 minutes total for prep time for that.
For the vampire oil itself, yes. Does anyone have the formula for black blood potion?
no.
Or
No.
the schematics for Demiridium bombs or Moondust bombs?
I have
Nope.
beast oil, vampire oil, swallow potion, thunderbolt potion, and necker decoction.
Excellent. What I've given you so far are the susceptibilities for this creature. There are certain, like Swallow's potion, may not do anything to this creature, but it certainly wouldn't hurt, except for toxicity, but we'll get into that. Wouldn't hurt to have certain enhancements and things. But
Okay, so if we were to do... Obviously, Cersei cannot drink swallow, right? Or can mages actually handle that?
Don't worry about me.
You mages in your funny ways.
I believe they could. It's just a matter of not as much.
Hey, Cersei, try this and let's test it out.
Jesus.
I'm kidding.
Just me.
Drink this.
Just a single shot.
But if I were to make 2 swallow potions and 2 vampire oil, that would take me an hour and a half total prep time. Because swallow is 30 minutes a pop.
Indeed. You guys also know, so as I said, Ingrid and Yoka, you guys know that this is a sort of medium tier creature. Preparation's not... So, your instructors likely would have told you to always prepare, always do your due diligence, always make the proper preparations. In practice, and probably among others that you've worked with in your schools, would likely have told you...
We could go right now.
There you go.
I don't
Exactly
care.
that. Exactly that. You don't... It's not necessary. You can go just fucking...
It ain't like this is a lesson.
Fake it till
Or,
you make it.
you know.
Ingrid.
Sometimes
Bucket we
all
ball.
you have is
Okay, is that
silver.
in character?
Bucket we ball.
Fuck it, we doing it live. Let's go.
But it's up to you.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of fortuitous then, because what did we do in the first session but sell those parts and get enough ingredients from Cersei for 2 swallow potions. I remember that vividly because I have it written down in my notes.
Yeah.
So
Though
I mean,
I'm more keen to go out into the fields and search for my ingredients than pay for them. There's still daylight out,
That's
so
perfectly fine.
are you broke, little Viper?
why pay for something when I could do it myself?
I respect that.
Ingrid's not going to say a damn thing after this.
I would also like to note, much again, Yoka, you have the spirit. Preparation is not entirely necessary for this. However, if you could lure this out into the sunlight, it would be significantly weakened. So if you could take care of this while the sun is still out in the sky, it'd make your job a little bit more simple.
It's up to you, Cub. If you want to brew these potions, by all means, but I say we take advantage of the day. Maybe find its den.
Maybe not the swallow then. That would take a lot longer, but perhaps you could wait, have a little patience for at least 15 to 30 minutes so I can get the vampire oil
Do
created
you
and give
want
us an
help?
even further advantage. If you're willing.
Yeah. I have my own alchemy set if need be.
Okay. So with 2 of us making that would cut the time down to 15 minutes.
15 minutes each. So you two could Nyoka, do you have the formula for vampire oil?
No.
Okay.
You're gonna have to
I can teach him.
guide me through this.
Absolutely. We'll only add a few minutes, negligible to the total time. So we'll say 15 minutes. You guys will have vampire oil that you can coat on your blades and make your lives easy. The contract is written up by Cersei in this time. I would say 15 minutes, Cersei. Do you have anything in business? I would certainly hope so.
You would really hope so, huh? I wasn't
You
the
are our
one.
voice, Cersei. We believe in you.
I wasn't the one doing all of the
Indeed, this commerce and finance
the
were not your.
things. No, but I'm real smart.
Okay. I love that. I love that. I love that a lot. If I could have a roll from you, it's not the DC's not terribly high. He's not trying to fuck you guys over or anything like that. However, I'm gonna have you roll intelligence and. Well, really, there's no other way around this. Intelligence business. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're fine. That's 13.
Oh, no. Oh.
Not a problem.
Okay.
As I said, she's not trying to fuck you over or anything like that. He's eternally grateful for the clearing out of these individuals and making sure that his daughter is safe. He signs swiftly. In 15 minutes, you go over contract, you go over oils and such. However, we are going to briefly touch on the crafting of these potions because there is
Here we go.
a possibility of failure, and there is a crafting system. So we're going to briefly dip into that. So I would like you're creating vampire oil.
Mm-hmm.
This does not give me a proper DC. Well, we were gonna.
DM's choice of DC.
Mayhaps.
What for you said vampire oil?
Yeah. Let's see if there is a Craft. There we go. Alchemy. Did any of you guys have anything in alchemy?
Yes.
I do, yes.
Excellent. I'd love the two of you to make a craft alchemy roll against a DC of my choosing. Given that you guys have significant time, you guys are working in a shop that is akin to a magic shop with its own ingredients and things like that. The DC won't be terribly high.
It's a 14 for me.
What was the roll again?
Craft alchemy.
Craft alchemy. Where's craft? 10.
Where is the craft?
10 and 13 goes off without a hitch. You have mixed your ingredients, blended them together, made sure that they are going to stick to the blade itself rather than just run off. Enough animal fat will keep it on your blade, and
Funky.
you are stinky. God damn it. You guys are...
We're not applying it to the blade right now, right?
No, not at all.
Mm-mm.
It does require a bit of
Thank you.
testing, though, with animal fat to make sure it's going to stick to metal.
Now, here's a question. How long does that last
15
for?
minutes.
30 minutes.
Okay.
30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Potions last 30 minutes. Oil lasts 15 minutes.
Oh, wow, I'm dumb. The DC was staring me right in the face. It says a DC right here. 16.
Too late. I've already made a ruling. You guys succeeded. Fuck this book. We're
Fair.
just kidding, Telsorian Games. We love you.
Oh, 100%.
You guys have completed your oil, your crafting. Plenty of daylight left to spare. It's about 3... Yeah, it's about 3 o'clock currently.
Grid stands up, pockets her new vial of vampire oil in another pocket other than the one filled with drowner guts, and make sure her weapons are sheathed, her silver blade is ready, cracks her neck a couple of times, then looks to Cersei and Yoka and says, "Are you ready?"
I walk to the door.
I'll just grab my knapsack and escort Valorant out alongside me.
Ingrid will follow behind them.
Well, ladies, gentlemen, if you don't mind me asking, what's your plan? Are you... How... I guess, far be it from me to rush you, but, I'm curious, how long to be expected?
However long it
Jasper to
takes.
them.
Right, well, I wish you the best of luck.
Cannot rush a good hunt.
Indeed. It's just that it's been left unchecked for a long time now, it seems, and it's... You know what? You know where to find me. The three of you have a lovely day, and I hope to see you very soon with good news.
Likewise.
He scuttles off, sobering not quickly, but able to keep his balance as he makes his way back over to his abode. The scene is yours.
Well, I know whereabouts the area is. I could take us there, and then it's all you both.
Are you not planning to help in this?
I'll be standing back. I'll help. I
Do you
can't
need
let-
help?
Oh, no. No, I was about to say, I can't leave you both out to dry.
Well, that was for Ingrid.
Oh.
I believe I am fine. She literally just looks utterly confused at Nyoka for a second. Like, why would... I mean, we are fighting together.
Yeah. Well,
So-
let's go.
Cersei does giggle.
Ingrid is a woman of simple tastes.
Maybe he's simple.
As you guys begin to walk, I would love an intelligence and awareness from all of you, please.
Okay.
Intelligence awareness, okay.
We've broken away from empathy and human perception.
For now.
For now, yes. Oh, yikers.
Would you say that was intelligence awareness?
Yes, please.
14.
14 and Yoko, what was that?
19.
19.
20.
20. All of you hear the call of a crow perched atop the, almost the banister, the framing of the door of Cersei's shut. It calls once and twice, and then flutters away.
She'll watch it as it goes. And just keep walking.
Ah, crows. Quite smart birds, and very pretty too.
One of the
Yes.
few that I've seen in the city.
Not saying anything.
Quite interesting. You are correct. I do not recall seeing any in a city other than this one.
Yeah.
But we have a hunt to get to, so shall we get on with it? Cersei, after you.
Walking.
Okay, simple woman, yes, but do I notice anything weird? Having known Cersei at least a little bit.
I'd like another roll if you'd like to call for it. Heads up, you guys can, of course, ask these questions and request to make rolls if you have something in mind as well. So in this case, a roll. Let's call. Unfortunately, this is going to be empathy, human perception. Damn, we got away from it for 2 seconds. Cersei, I'd love deceit from you, please.
Empathy, human perception. Let's go, baby.
15.
That, my friends, is a nat 1.
Jesus.
So that is 8.
You're
Pretty bird.
Pretty Bird. Also, alongside Pretty Bird, also, you're about to go on a hunt. Perhaps you're a little bit more serious. Perhaps there's a little bit of competition in this between Yoka and Ingrid.
Ingrid steps up. How tall is Nyoka again?
About 5'10".
Okay, so not that much shorter than Ingrid. Okay, because Ingrid is like 5'11". She puts her hand on Nyoka's shoulder, squeezes a little, shakes like almost in a false buddy manner, and says, "Are you ready?"
Yeah.
Let us do
Ladies,
this.
we're losing daylight.
Quite.
On
Go
ahead.
I just said quite, and I was just gonna have Ingrid start walking with Cersei.
On the travel, Nyoka would ask Ingrid, how many seasons are you?
How many seasons am I? Oh, I am closing in on my 60th. Why? How about you?
80th, somewhere around there.
My elder, it seems. An elder viper.
I would appreciate it if you keep that quiet.
Right. My apologies. She'll once again pat his shoulder, squeeze a little bit, and then let it go.
Well,
You make your way. You walk together. As you walk, you eventually reach the outside the city, outside the walls, outside the city proper. I'm curious, is there any discussion of plan? Is there a plan? Or is this
I
more
would-
of a brute force your way through life situation?
I leave that up to them, unless there needs to be a gentler touch, as it were, and added in.
I mean, for Nyoka, there's a plan. He's used to traveling alone, being by himself, so
And
he's
of
kind of
course,
thinking to himself.
Ingrid, having had experience hunting a cabal of vampires in the past, would have imparted any information that she has learned from fighting these creatures in the past before as well.
Understood. So you guys walk in relative silence. Nyoka and Ingrid have their own particular plans. Cersei, perhaps you're recalling information that you yourself are privy to. You walk in relative silence. You make your way outside of the city proper. Now, with Nyoka and Ingrid, well, in this case, Cersei as well. The three of you know that less sapient creatures, less sapient vampiric creatures, will hide in shadow during the day. So you're looking for caves, you're looking for out of place hovels and sinkholes. Anything abandoned huts, old fortresses, ruins, things like that.
An old fortress would stand out, I would think.
Indeed. Outposts may not, if they're surrounded by forests, but it's a matter of really where you guys would like to start. There's the forest to the south. There's this sort of hill area over to the east.
Mm-hmm.
I vote.
Can we ask the locals?
Oh,
Of course. Last you asked the locals, last you investigated, I believe, Cersei, you were the one that drew this information. Southeast of the city itself was where the majority of the deaths took place.
I was more asking if they would know of of a cave, or if, I don't know, if like children playing out too far found a hovel, something like that.
oh, like asking as we were traveling through that section.
Yes.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm going to give you guys free choice of roles to garner some information. However you guys would like to do this. Charisma, I can see. You could work with some intimidation if you are so inclined. Persuasion, leadership, trying to spur the masses into saving themselves by giving information. Free choice.
Well, if it's going to be anything inspiring, it's definitely got to be Cersei saying it.
I was just going to use charisma.
Is there, with her using charisma, is there any way Ingrid would be able to help her out with that?
I will grant. I have not seen a way in the system that grants like advantage or like an extra die or anything like that, but I'm a big fan of that. So absolutely.
Because Ingrid actually has 4 charisma.
Rough. Actually, that's not that bad comparatively. Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what. I'll dig more into the system at a later date. For the time being, we're gonna go off some vampire rules. With Ingrid making some assistance, Cersei, make the roll, and because Ingrid is helping, re-roll up to 3 dice that you're not pleased with.
All right.
I believe in you.
Wait, so do I get an extra die, or just one and re-roll it up to 3 times?
How many dice are you rolling?
Isn't it just...
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
my bad. I'm so sorry.
I got confused for a second too.
I was like,
I thought about
what?
dots.
I was not going to argue with the storyteller.
I wasn't either.
You guys should argue with me. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing half the time.
You're doing great.
Yeah, I'll grant you an extra, just a full extra die in this case.
Okay.
I think that makes this a big boost.
It's a big boost.
It's a big boost.
28.
Excellent.
Oh boy.
Nyoko, did you want to roll it, or were you just kind of hanging out?
I mean, Nyoko would be more from a angle of hearing the information and just kind of,
Piecing things
I
together.
guess deduction would be like his focus of it.
You may
You
roll
know,
deduction if you'd like.
like,
Funny.
oh, the deaths has been in this vicinity. Okay, then let's narrow it down to this area type
That
deal.
makes sense.
I'm just looking at it that moment when my charisma is higher than my deduction, and deduction is a Witcher standard ability.
I love that.
It's okay. I'm taking business after today.
I'm gonna put a little bit in human perception because I might switch some of my charisma into human perception.
I got 20.
20. So, with these two rolls, Cersei and Ingrid, garnering your information, 28, you're able to gather stories of children, where children are allowed to play and where they're not. There's stories about creatures in the forest, and of course, don't go straying too far. You'll encounter wolves, things like that. Really, kids are kind of the pool of information because you talk to them, and of course they don't listen. They head deep into the forest unnecessarily, risking themselves. They do, however, avoid a singular cave. They've heard things, strange noises. They think a bear might be there. But with winter closing out, they think that its hibernation may be over soon, so they may be able to maybe they may be free to play there very shortly. They can direct you to it. They just don't want you making a fortress of it for yourselves first. They claimed it.
Oh no, of course. But you should be careful. At least don't play at night. Trust me, I know things. I'm magic.
You might get hurt.
The
Great.
I mean, it's better than saying you might get killed. Actually, no. You know what? Storyteller changing. You might get killed.
You can wreck on that. The immediate kind of joy and kind of wonder leaves their eyes as Cersei says, I know things, I'm magic, as they begin to start to ask questions, and Ingrid chimes in with, you might get killed. To which they very swiftly kind of just nod, and they're like, cool, and then they dip. Nyoka, gathering after the information is gathered, deducing where it might be, judging off the descriptions itself, you're able to deduce that that's likely the exact place. It is, even with the cold still clinging to the seasons, it is far too late for bears to be still hibernating. If that is its home, then there would be, especially with the lack of life, or the lack of animals that are in the vicinity, the bear would have moved on by now. You deduce that cave is likely exactly what you're looking for.
I would agree.
Sounds like we have our target, and we are as prepared as we're going to be. We might as well, as Nyoka has pointed out, move in on it while we still have the light of day.
How do you intend on pulling it out into the sunlight? I'm sure it's going to fight back on that. Great question.
That is a very good question. Nyoka, did you have any idea?
Other than forcing it out, no. We could always try to collapse a cave, I guess. But I
Well, we
don't
do.
have any explosives.
Well, we do have a mage with us. Perhaps, Cersei, you have any ideas? Anything you may be able to spell cast, spell weave, what have you, to either collapse the cave or force something out?
Well, I do have. Ooh. actually, storyteller, I have a spell that is made up of Polish words that I'm not gonna butcher. It's essentially throw sharp rocks. Could I get sharp rocks from behind it and throw it like behind it? Or does it
I'm
have to be in front?
not going to force you to speak the Polish words, but what book are you looking in? And if you kind of give me the page, I can check.
This was the core book. It says you hurl sharp stones at your opponent. For every point you roll above your opponent's defense, max 10, you deal 1d6 damage. That was all the information was on it.
Hurling sharp stones at your opponent. What page is this, if you don't mind me?
That's a fantastic question. Maybe I should have the book open.
Poor person just playing in the cave
Or
that's not a vampire, just getting shredded by them.
If you just want to spell things out for me, the Control F feature is the pièce de résistance in my arsenal.
1 second. Pause for the cause.
Pause for the cause.
Thank you. It is on page 102. So, and then 103 on a PDF.
Excellent. And this is Earth, I'm assuming, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is a word. Senli Duration immediate. I don't see why not. There's nothing saying that you need to hurl them physically from your own hands. So yeah, I'll allow that.
If it's attacked from behind, it might be forced to retreat out.
That sounds good to me. I assume you have something in mind for a spell or...
Shit. Sorry, my alarm.
I actually didn't hear a thing.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I can manipulate the rocks in the cave to attack it from any direction, including behind.
Sounds as good as a plan as any.
Of course, I need to know where he is.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Ingrid just pulls out her silver sword. Just getting ready.
The three of you make your way past the tree line into the forest. Now again, normally there would be signs of life. There would be birds chirping. There would be bugs chittering. But instead there is silence.
I have a bad feeling about this.
There is nothing but the sounds of your own footsteps, your own breathing, and then a single crow's caw. As you make your way, you eventually see the land begins to slope upward. Trees become scarce, and you see, almost as if by design, a pathway of grass leading into a cave, covered by shrubbery and bushes. Fallen snow has made this place muddy, a bit slippery as you walk. This must be the place. There's nothing out of the ordinary that you can feel, that you can sense.
What do I smell?
You smell the soil. You smell the air of spring as it struggles to wrench free of winter's grasp. You smell blood. That's metallic scent. Stale. Old. Yet still somehow staying damp. You focus in and it emanates from the cave. You don't see it. No hint of it. No nefarious drag marks or skids or even disturbed grass leads its way into the cave, but you smell it.
Ingrid turns to Nyoka and says, "Do you smell that too?"
Blood? The
Yes.
iron? Of course.
It seems we have at least potentially found our spot indeed. Shall we begin?
Uh, I'll silently begin to coat the blade in the vampire oil.
Ingrid will see Nyoka start to do this and then do the same, pulling the vial that she had made and then glazing her blade with it.
Just to make sure we're all on the same page, why the off chance that Archie, please, that this creature is sentient?
R2 is the vampire.
Yes, that this creature is sentient. We, you're that part, that code of yours. What then?
This vampire is murdered, right? Like, obviously murdered.
Oh, very clearly, yes. Everything, Nyoka and yourself, everything leads to this creature being the cause for a lot of peasant deaths and a lot of farmers losing their livestock.
Ingrid will blatantly turn to Cersei as she's finished coating her blade and say, "Would you spare someone who has murdered so many? Innocent lives have fallen to this one. Sentient or not, they are a killer. And it is our duty to protect more from dying."
Is 800 per head.
I love you, Neil.
Sure is. She just for the first time she doesn't have anything to respond with. Just turns away.
Ingrid furrows her brow and studies Cersei's response. "Are you all right?"
Well, I can't say I've hunted a vampire before.
"It is wise to be afraid. They are quite terrifying creatures, especially the higher kind, nefarious as they can be."
I know I'm not used to hunting in groups, but I don't wish to wake them. So if you're scared, by all means, wait. But I'm moving forward.
In the back.
I will move with them.
A crow calls a final time as you make your way into the cave. It's dark. It's damp. The richness of the soil gives way, eventually, to gravel and then stone. It's dark. Is there a plan for light?
Oh, yeah, I can't see.
We got
We got Witcher eyes.
right? Yeah.
Dark vision.
There's a scale for that, right?
Does Mage not have dancing lights?
If only.
I'll allow, since we are this is a fairly new system. I'll allow, if you guys would like to have brought a light source.
I mean, I do have a lantern.
A lantern could certainly do the trick.
Do you want me to light it? I'll kind of pull it out and shake it a little.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll light my lantern.
You move. Through a dimly lit space, you move. Your breathing, the only thing that keeps you company. Your footsteps, the only thing that taught you. You move through this space.
Silently.
Give me a stealth check,
All of us, I assume?
please. Narration can sometimes be clues.
Mhm. Oh dear, this is
Where
gonna
is
go
stealth
swimmingly.
again? Oh, that is going to go very swimmingly. I have a 1 in stealth. Let's go.
I love that. I
Better
love that.
than me.
Oh shit. Stealth is
Oh, no.
dexterity.
22.
Best Witcher's best mage.
20.
That's wonderful that you got a 22 and a 20. Six.
A 6?
It makes sense. You're holding the light.
That.
You're also jingling the lantern out a bit, yes?
Every once in a while, as you step on a loose rock, Cersei, as Nyoka and Ingrid are a little bit ahead of you. Well, I should ask first, I suppose. What is the positioning of everyone?
Also,
What
is
the
Cersei in
marching order?
heels?
Oh, good question.
It's Cersei's. Isn't it like 2-inch heels? They're little. Small.
Okay, so yeah, definitely hitting some rocks and try
Mhm.
not to roll the ankle.
I'll be up front.
Okay. Nyoka up front. Who's next?
I will.
You can also choose
I
to be
don't think-
alongside Nyoka if you so choose.
Considering I rolled a 20, I would like to be closer to the front with Nyoka, especially with how sturdy Ingrid can be. So I want to position her so that she's ready to like put herself in front if they're ambushed. She's gonna
Understood.
tank this. She's the tank of this party right now.
Understood. You make your way. You hear Cersei a little bit louder than you had hoped. Nyoka, Ingrid, you choose your steps carefully. You move ahead. You travel. I'd like to direct the three of yours' attention to roll 20. And I'd like to direct the
Oh.
viewers to another screen.
Oh boy,
I pop my thing out.
it begins. Ooh, so cool.
You may
Aw.
rearrange yourselves as you see fit, but this is the after. Whoa, Jesus Christ!
I think I'll be this way.
You may rearrange yourselves as you see fit. Edge always testing me too.
I'm here for it.
But this is what you see after a brief stint along a long passage. You enter into an area that is more open. The light is dim. I'm not going to stress everyone's computer out by using the lighting effects of Roll20. That's a killer sometimes.
There's lighting effects in this.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Uh-huh.
So for anyone with any slight hardware issue for their PC, Roll20 will fucking end your shit if you have some lighting effects active.
Noted.
But this is what you guys see. It's an open space. It has become a lot more prevalent of where the scent of blood comes. As you see, I will ping a few things. There is cakes of blood and intestines here, and leading off into this corner here.
Is this like a wall here, or is it kind of like a cliff?
That's a little bit of a drop. It's about 3, maybe 5 feet.
Mhm.
That's fine. We're witchers.
Y'all sure are.
Not me channeling Keyleth. It's fine. We're gods.
Nothing
You
can
want
go
us
wrong.
just to move?
You may feel free to move wherever you'd like. I'd ask basically that you make me realistic movements. Movement is a little bit difficult on a map. Tell me where you would like to investigate and move your token. We'll do a little
How do
bit
we-
of a voluntary system. I'd like to do this. I'd like to do this, so on and so forth.
How do we ping?
If you have the mouse tool selected, you just hold down on the mouse button.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I would like Ingrid, since it's close enough, I would like Ingrid to investigate, because you said there's gore over here, right?
Indeed.
I would like Ingrid to make her way up the little stairs to check out the gore there and try to discern what manner of beast or mortal this may be.
Understood. I would like a roll. So this in particular, determining what manner of beast was here, what these innards belong to. I'm gonna call this. I could see deduction. I'm gonna give you a choice on this one. Actually, I could see deduction. I could see first aid. Would be a fun one. Hell, I could
I have
even see
nothing in first
alchemy.
aid. I'll do deduction because my deduction and my alchemy are the dead same.
Hmm.
So I will. So what's my intelligence? 7. Okay.
Said 7.
Uh, no. That's I was saying what my intelligence base is. So I rolled a nat 10.
Reroll it. The 10s explode.
2
Excellent. So you
with
had
that. So with just those rolls, that's 12.
excellent.
And then adding the intelligence, so that is 12, 9, and then 23, I think.
23. Oh, Ingrid of Sintra.
Boy.
You are
Yes.
well aware of what viscera that is. You are not unacquainted with the blood and innards of people. Those are mortal parts strewn about in this alcove of the cave.
The others are they still within hearing distance of me?
Would they like to be?
I'm definitely gonna make sure I'm positioned like kind of between them as best as I can be.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Ingrid will then say, people. This is people looking to Cersei. See what it does.
Fun. That yep. Doesn't respond.
You can see along this path here and in the center of the room. Here there are scratch marks as if there has been combat. Claw marks. Deep gouges of some sort of sword. Here, where these pillars stand, where the stalagmites jut out of the ground, some are broken. Some are shattered. You can also see blood trickling in pools leading up into this alcove here.
Can I make like an awareness check to try to pinpoint maybe if I hear like rumbling of rocks or breathing or anything like that?
Absolutely.
I'm also going to have Ingrid, after having done that investigation, seeing the other two start to move up, move back down, and now, just to be safe, positioning herself behind Cersei, just so the squishy mage does not get ambushed,
Understood.
potentially.
21.
21. There is the sounds of breathing here. It echoes with a 21. It's close by. It's close by. It's calm and it is measured. Either sleeping or watching.
Actually gave me chills.
With a 21, with the cave and the network here, you can determine not the exact location, but this area seems to be where the echoes begin. scene is yours. Tell me where you'd like to be.
I'm slowly moving my character on the map, so
Understood. The other two?
I will do the same.
Yep, I'm
Once again,
trailing
keeping behind.
behind.
I
Trying to stay in the middle.
Ingrid will tap Cersei on the shoulder and let her know without words, just gesturing that she's there, just to make sure that she doesn't get spooked by hearing footsteps behind her.
at
Understood.
this point, yeah, in this area, I'll kind of point with my blade, you know, this direction. I'm not saying anything. I'm just pointing with my blade. So
Understood.
Heard.
You move. Your footsteps quiet. Best you can.
As we get closer to that mouth right there, seeing that there's a drop on the other side, I'm going to start moving to the side again so that we're flanking Cersei.
Understood. As you move, just there, Cersei.
I'll be right here.
The light, the light casts into this alcove here. The blood gets more thick on the ground, eventually puddles, and your footsteps cause a ripple effect. You leave stains on the cave floor. Something is here in this corner. Up against the wall, perhaps crawling across the stone.
Is it?
It's stopped. And it's watching. Its eyes wide. One of its arms hidden. Has two almost bulbous pink spots along its head. An open, gaping mouth. But it is not moving.
I hate that.
It's watching, and in the low light, you can see it glinting off of its eyes. It's not moving.
Said the eyes are like big.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, good. Cool.
What would you guys like to do?
do we all see this?
All of you.
Ingrid grips her blade very tightly and then looks to Nyoka, nodding her head in that direction.
Yeah. I'll try to silently move into that direction, closer to it.
I'm gonna do the same thing. Actually, Nyoka, Ingrid is gonna point left since there's Can you ping it, storyteller? Can you ping again where we saw this thing?
For sure. Right here in this corner.
Okay, got you.
Actually, probably just do that. That'll make life a little easier.
Oh, God, that's
Zoom,
terrifying.
zoom.
Oh boy.
Oh, ew.
Because Nyoka, you're fast. Ingrid's gonna point to herself and then to the left side of that pillar in the center. So she's pointing in this direction. She's gonna go that way, and she's gesturing if you want to go around this way, so we can potentially try to flank it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that works for me.
Maybe I should have taken fire magic. Anyway.
And Ingrid is, even though Ingrid is moving more directly and closer to it, she does want to try to be stealthy. Not exactly like thinking she's completely invisible, but just like trying not to make it immediately upset.
Understood.
Make attack. No, I'm just playing.
Nyoka, as you move up, Ingrid, as you take position as well, your eyes adjust very quickly. The light cast in this area, that creature is missing an arm. It is not clinging to the rock, but instead it is pinned to it. The severed portions of stalagmite have pinned it to the wall. There is a deep hole in its chest. Its left arm is missing, and its jaw is not gaping open in hunger, it is slack-jawed in death. Something has killed this creature.
I say easy 800.
If you want to behead him, by all means.
Ingrid will go up to the creature's body then, and then with her silver sword swipe the head off, if that's okay, storyteller.
Absolutely. You do this. The sound of blade meeting bone and sinew and muscle. A resounding shing. You hear from that same area that you had detected breathing before in Yoka. Something is still alive in this cave. Something is waking up.
Ingrid will move close to Cersei. With the severed head in one hand, she will reach into the creature's mouth, pull out its tongue, and hand it to Cersei, whispering, makes a good trophy.
There's movement now. Nyoka, you were tuned into that breathing. It's stirring. It's awakening. You hear it sniffing the air, trying to find you, trying to smell you. What do the three of you do?
I'm still moving. Silently, hopefully.
Understood.
The remains of my of the I was gonna say the remains of my head. The remains of the head will Ingrid will it has you said did it have hair?
No, it has two sort of bulbous pink spots on its head. It looks almost like a bat, honestly.
Very cool.
Two fangs, almost like the old Nosferatu movie, but just two elongated fangs in the front of its mouth.
Okay. She's gonna rest the head right here against the wall, just for later, for now. Because for now we got to be more on guard. So she'll place it down there for now,
Understood.
and then start moving, following Nyoka, trying not to let Nyoka get too far ahead.
Something's moving, and it's
Getting flashbacks to Mason
closer as it stirs and shifts rock and stone, and you hear.
Oh, I hated that. Oh God, I hated that.
I'm looking all around too. Ceiling, fucking. All right.
Noted.
All right.
Something claws its way forward out of that tunnel. A live version of this creature that you see, that you've claimed a trophy. It angles its nose upwards and breathes deep in the air. What do the three of you do?
I am continuing to move up, motioning for Cersei to stay close.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll ask here and now, is this where your tokens are currently? Is this where you all are?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll stay in cover. Is this? I assume this is somewhat cover.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll stay there.
So a final moment of repositioning. Anything? Any takers?
I do
I'll
have
probably
one question.
I'll probably move Ingrid just that closer to the wall. That's it.
Noted. You had a question.
Yeah. So those darn Brits and their meters. How many? How measure meter on squares?
We'll get to that very shortly.
Cool. All right.
As you guys are positioning yourselves, this creature its eyes begin to dart back and forth across this cavern. And then it begins to charge.
Good.
Rushing out into the center of your troop.
Oh, beautiful. Delta attack.
It lets out a terrible scream as it looks to its left, seeing Nyoka, looks to its right, seeing Ingrid. It lets out a terrible scream, something that echoes across the rocks, causing stones to move themselves. And its eyes settle on you, Ingrid. Then back over to you, Nyoka. What do the two of you do in this split-second decision? What do you have?
Hold on.
Ingrid. What was that?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say because right now, Ingrid is holding her silver sword coated with the vampire oil in her primary hand, which is her right hand. With her left hand, I want her to beat her chest, trying to grab its attention. Say, "Fucker, over here!" And can I move in for
You may.
an attack?
We'll get to that very shortly. Nyoka, you had something?
No, I'm just how I'd attack it as soon as it got near.
Cersei, in this split second of movement, is there anything you wish to do? Are you staying behind cover for now?
I actually, for now, I will stay behind cover so as not to, one, draw attention to myself, or two, mess up any super Witcher flanking.
Super Witcher flanking. Excellent.
Yeah.
In this moment, things happen very quickly. In this moment, Ingrid beats her chest and calls out to gather the creature's attention. Nyoko, you ready your blades. Cersei, you ready yourself for combat. This is not your specialty, not in this situation. But in this moment, the thing that pierces your ears is a fearsome as it lunges for Ingrid. This is where we'll end our session.
Ooh,
Oh, whoop,
wow. That's crazy.
that was a lot of fun. This is terrifying.
We contemplated going forward a little bit longer, but combat can take quite a while in this game. I don't want to keep you guys here for like 2 more hours. So we will pick up next week. Same stuff. Fighting off against this vampire creature thing. With mystery still unsolved. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. However, this is I don't know what I'm doing. Hi. Promote yourselves. Anyone have things to plug, please? I'm very not used to having people that do plug things. Hello.
Oh, you want to go first, Luna?
I'll go first. Yeah, I'm a streamer. No, you could find me at druidbynight on Twitch and Twitter and TikTok. Ramos is too modest in not mentioning Are We Dead Yet?
Fuck.
Which the first season is on YouTube. Just search Are We Dead Yet? Vampire the Masquerade. It'll come right up. And we are starting to record season 2. Starting next weekend. So you can look forward to that. And that's really all I got.
Hype.
I am the Azure Butterfly, or Azure for short. As I said before, you may find me at the Azure Butterfly here on twitch.tv, or the Azure Butter 1 on Twitter, Hive, all the socials. I tend to stream on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I also just want to say I'm really excited to be here with y'all. This is my very first actual play, and this has been a lot of fun so far.
Likewise.
Yeah, I'm having fun too. I don't have anything to promote, other than the Rolling Nomads. This is basically where I'm at. So, yeah.
Just like hand jam shout outs. I'm so sorry. I will get that fixed by next Thursday. I absolutely promise. I can sense Edge's doubt in that, but I will make it so. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, we're not going to take up too much of your time with all of our stream schedule. However, I will direct you to our twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads right here for all of our stuff. And over on Twitter, we're on Twitter at _Rolling Nomads, because Van Lifers took our fucking name before we were a thing. Yeah, at underscore Rolling Nomads on Twitter, at Rolling Nomads on Hive. And that's the best way to keep up to date with us for our late starts, our canceled programming, any new stuff we might be promoting, things like that. Our YouTube, these episodes will be uploaded every Monday following today. So next Monday, this episode will be up on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/rollingnomads. And again, I can't thank you guys enough for joining me for this. This is a lot of fun. This is a great group. You guys are, especially thank you guys for joining. I know that we're like cutting into like your stream schedule. I know Luna, you
it's
were
fine.
streaming earlier and then panicking. So
No, that was on me.
it.
I should have stopped playing Resident Evil 30 minutes earlier and not pretending I knew what I was doing.
But it's Resident Evil.
Yeah.
You can't just stop Resident Evil.
Those residents do be evil.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I've got for plug. And of course, for all these lovely people, again, I'll hand jammed the shout outs in to the Twitch chat. I will get that set up by next week, I promise. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We're gonna see if we have a raid, but for the time being, to get my stupid face off screen, we're gonna cut to our ending screen, and stick around for a raid. We're gonna see who's live and who we can show some love to. But we will be back next week, same time, same place, same. I don't have an overall encompassing same heroes. Bye.